You want to know what movie actually explains real estate perfectly? The Devil Wears Prada. And no, I'm not joking. My name's Peter Lai, founder of Plus Agency here in Sydney. And after years of building businesses, managing agents, dealing with luxury clients, stressful campaigns, impossible deadlines, emotional buyers, demanding vendors, and surviving one of the most competitive industries in the world, I've realised something hilarious. Real estate agents and the Devil Wears Prada are basically living in the same universe. Most people think real estate is just opening doors and selling houses until they actually enter the industry. Then suddenly your phone never stops ringing, clients expect instant replies, buyers disappear after 6 months of inspections, settlements become chaos, campaigns fail, social media becomes mandatory, and somehow everyone still expects you to look calm while your entire life is on fire. That's basically Miranda Priestly energy. And the first thing the Devil Wears Prada taught me is this: details matter way more than people think. You remember the famous cerulean blue speech? That scene was genius because it explains something powerful. What looks small to ordinary people is often everything at the highest level. Real estate is exactly the same. Average agents think it's just a listing. Top agents understand presentation matters, styling matters, photography matters, lighting matters, wording matters, timing matters, and emotional positioning matters. Sometimes changing one sentence in marketing completely changes buyer psychology. That's elite level selling. And honestly, most agents underestimate how sophisticated luxury clients really are. Luxury buyers notice everything: your shoes, your watch, your tone, your confidence, your punctuality, your wording, your energy. Just like fashion, real estate is an image business. And before people get angry, no, I'm not saying looks are everything, but perception matters. That's reality. Another thing the Devil Wears Prada taught me is that pressure reveals who you really are. Everybody looks professional when things are easy. But what happens when deals collapse, buyers panic, settlements delay, campaigns fail, interest rates rise, staff resign, and social media attacks start? That's when character gets exposed. Real estate has one of the highest pressure environments in business, and some agents emotionally collapse after one bad month. But top performers adapt. That's one thing I learned building Plus Agency. High-level business requires emotional stamina, not just talent. Because eventually every successful person reaches a level where pressure becomes normal. And another brutal truth, the market does not reward effort, it rewards value. In The Devil Wears Prada, everybody wanted Miranda's approval because she represented excellence, high standards, and results. In real estate, clients ultimately care about one thing: can you deliver? They don't care how stressed you are or how hard your week was. They care about outcomes. That's business. And another thing I learned, branding changes everything. Miranda Priestly walked into a room and controlled energy without raising her voice. That's branding power. The strongest real estate agents are exactly the same. When certain agents walk into a listing presentation, vendors already trust them before they even speak, because branding creates authority before conversation even starts. That's why social media matters, consistency matters, and reputation matters. People underestimate how much trust is built before the first meeting even happens. And let me tell you something funny. Real estate agents are secretly fashion people. Think about it. Luxury listings, luxury branding, luxury presentation, luxury events, luxury cars, luxury styling. Half this industry is basically runway modeling with contracts. Some agents spend more time choosing pocket squares than prospecting. But here's the difference. In both fashion and real estate, style without substance eventually collapses. Flashy branding may get attention, but competence keeps clients. And honestly, one of the biggest lessons the Devil Wears Prada taught me is that high standards make people uncomfortable. A lot of people hated Miranda because excellence exposes average people. That's reality. When you demand better service, better marketing, stronger systems, faster response times, and more discipline, people get uncomfortable. But elite businesses require standards. That's something I constantly think about as a business owner, because culture matters. Average standards create average companies. And another thing, success always looks easier from the outside. People see successful agents and think, wow, easy money. What they don't see is the stress, sacrifice, rejection, sleepless nights, difficult negotiations, emotional pressure, and failed campaigns behind the scenes. Success has a price, and usually the public only sees the highlights. That's why I always laugh when people say real estate agents just sell houses. No, at the highest level, this business becomes psychology, branding, negotiation, leadership, emotional intelligence, marketing, and performance combined together. And maybe the most important lesson I learned from The Devil Wears Prada is this: confidence is quiet. Weak people try to dominate rooms loudly. Real power doesn't need to scream. The best agents I've met stay calm under pressure, speak clearly, control emotions, understand timing, listen carefully, and make people feel certainty. That's real authority. And if I could summarise everything The Devil Wears Prada taught me about real estate into one sentence, it would be this: at the highest level, success is not just about working hard. It's about mastering pressure, presentation, standards, and perception. And honestly, that changes the entire game. Comment below, what's one thing you learned from The Devil Wears Prada that applies to business, real estate, or life? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the video.